Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ticket Stubs and Popcorn. I am Frank,
And I'm Peter.
and he's Peter. And so today we're going to be talking about Mahershala Ali.
Right.
Yeah, he's great. I
Ali.
like him a lot.
He
Very
is
intense
very.
actor kind of guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about at the
I
end?
have a question
All
for
right.
you, and we'll save it for the end, as we normally do. In the history of movies, I'm sure you've seen a few of these within a movie, but what is your favorite, if we can use favorite as the
Okay.
word, favorite funeral?
Okay.
Favorite funeral scene,
Yeah.
whatever we
Yeah.
want to
No,
call
I
it.
get it. So
Yeah.
all right, cool. Yeah, I get something just jumps to mind. So cool.
Okay.
All right, good.
We'll save that for the end.
We'll save that for the end. All right, cool. So Mahershala Ali, why don't you go first?
Mahershala Ali is a very, very good presence within movies. Yeah,
Yes.
he has a physical. He has got a great stature.
Yeah.
And when he's in a scene, he usually pretty much commands your attention, one way or the other.
Yeah.
You're looking at him. I'm going to start with this. This is not a typical movie role, but we sometimes do this anyway. I really enjoyed his work. It's a vocal part. Is Spiderman into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
really
let
good.
me just preface this off the top by saying this one might be my favorite
My watch was doing
Spider-Man.
a weird
Your
thing.
watch
Sorry.
does
Yeah,
weird
no,
things.
sorry.
This-
Sorry, everyone.
This movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, might be my favorite Spider-Man movie.
It's really good.
I
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
I think
he's
it's
great.
very good. It just happens to be animated.
Yeah.
And that's all you can say about that part.
Yeah.
It just happens to be, but that adds so much
Oh, God,
to this
yeah.
other
They can do
dimension
so
of
much
what
with
they
it,
call the multiverse, or in this case, the Spider-Verse.
Right.
And he plays, Mahershala Ali plays the part of Aaron Davis, or the Prowler is his other name. I don't want to say his villain name, his
Why
bad
not?
guy
That's
name.
his bad guy name.
Yeah,
That's
it's his bad guy
bad
name.
guy name. You know.
And so he is the uncle to the main character, who is Spider-Man in this version.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing because you hear the voice. There is a struggle going on because he seems to be a nice figure
good
in terms
presence
of
for him,
right, a
yeah.
good presence in this boy's life. He's the uncle.
And then
But-
when he realizes who Miles is,
Yeah.
it's just so you can hear. It's like, oh crap.
Yeah, so he loves his nephew. He loves his brother, but he's been on the outs with his
Yeah.
brother because his brother, Miles' father, is a policeman. And
So there's conflict.
one guy's on the other side of the law, and so there is conflict. And he brings that.
Yeah, brings it home.
So nice.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah,
So
it's a
that's
good-
one of
that's
my
a good
picks.
performance.
Now, another pick of mine. It's almost similar, but we get to see him now. We get to see him on the screen, and that's Moonlight.
Yeah.
Where he is also, may have something in the past or still going on. That doesn't, square him perfectly with, with the regular folk, we'll say, as people have these ideas of what's right and wrong and this sort of thing. But he is also, in this case, he's Juan, and he's a wonderful, strong presence, an example to help once again lend a father figure, whatever you want to call that, to the main character in that movie. And the good thing about that one is we see him, as opposed to the vocal performance that we had in Spider-Man. But that was the first. I mean, I had seen him in a movie or two before. He's got a little bit in Curious Case of Benjamin
Yeah.
Button, and I remember that little scene where we see him. But this was the first movie, Moonlight, that you go, oh,
Yeah.
this guy's a pretty good actor. It's like, I got to remember this guy.
Yeah.
And so I liked that movie performance a lot. Actually, the movie itself, it just, it was fine too. Even though it got great accolades.
Did he get the Oscar for that?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
won Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
So, which is exactly what he is in that one.
Yeah.
Very good support, not just in the movie, but support in
Yeah.
the boy's
The
life.
character, yeah.
And
All right,
and it's
cool.
good
Yeah.
in the community. The same, it's a good thing. And then my third pick would be the Green Book, which was probably a year later. I want to say it was a year later
Yeah.
because he also won it. He also won the same award, Best Supporting Actor, the following
Right.
year. So he won it 2 years in a row, which is very rare. And so when I was watching that movie, I remember thinking, boy, I can't tell if he's good or if he's overacting in this movie. That he was so good and strong in last year's movie and that great
Yeah.
performance, and in this one I thought at the beginning I'm watching it, I'm thinking I can't shake this idea that he might be overacting, and then I realized no, that's the character because he's actually playing
Right.
a real jazz / classical musician. And I guess that's really how the character was.
Yeah.
Don Shirley, his name is. And so at first I was like, I don't get where he's going with this. But he's actually playing a real life person. So as that movie goes along, I warmed up to his character a lot. I realized, oh, this really has to be, he's not his homework. This
Yeah.
has to be what this man was like.
Yeah.
With all these kind of little crazy artistic trappings, and he's got to travel and lodge in certain ways. But then, of course, the movie takes him down south, which changes how he can
Right.
do things and how he needs to move around. And so those are my three
Right. Yeah.
Mahershala Ali picks.
We,
And I look for he's one of the names that if you told me there is a Mahershala Ali movie coming out, or there is a fill in the blank
Yeah.
movie coming out, I definitely pay attention and go, oh, I do want to see what this is about.
We overlap with Green Book.
Okay.
Yeah. Really, really liked that. I'm not a huge fan of the movie. I loved his character.
I'm not that crazy about
Yeah,
either of those
because
two
I
movies,
thought my problem with the movie is that I thought that the Viggo Mortensen's character was drawn or acted or directed a little bit too like let's make this point, but let's overmake this point.
Exactly.
Because then it
Exactly.
overmakes his
Yeah.
change. But
Yes.
Mahershala Ali's performance is fantastic. He really has such a presence on screen.
He does.
And it's fantastic where someone who's so good at what he does, he's made some money, and in America, you made your money, you're okay, but not if it's the 50s or the 60s and you're black and you need to go into the South. So
You got
then things change,
Yeah.
and the way he really tried to maintain his dignity
Yeah.
through a lot of very undignified
Dignified.
treatment was
Yes.
just it was portrayed so well.
Yeah.
So I really love that. My next two are actually television. So
Okay.
this is the first time I noticed him was in House of Cards, where he's like a Washington operative kind of guy,
Yeah.
and he's like every scene he's in, he is just big and he just commands such respect and power, and he's one of the very few people that can go up against the Kevin Spacey character, Frank, and it's he's just fantastic, and that's where I was just like, wow, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Where are we going to see him next? So I really loved him in that. Every scene he was in, I would catch myself going, here we go,
Yeah,
here we go.
Step us up,
So yeah, no, he's really really great in that. And then my next one would be it's a great performance in a terrible Netflix show,
Ooh.
Luke Cage.
Oh, yeah.
He was Cottonmouth in Luke Cage.
Yes,
He was great and scary and imposing and all of this.
All
Luke
the things
Cage,
he's supposed to be.
all the things that he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I got to a point where I was almost rooting for him. Luke Cage was such a, I don't know, such a, like a mealy, like just sort of like, like, do you want to be a hero? Just be the hero. Be just, all this internal struggle is so annoying. You're a badass. You know what the right thing to do is.
You got it.
So just do it.
And you would think that that is a comic book character that is screaming to come to life, come to the big screen, or even TV, either one. And it's one of those characters that I think has so much potential, and it hasn't been done yet.
It's just like it's one of those cases where, like, however, it was like 8 or 10 episodes. It's just like, oh wow, maybe this is one of those cases where this could have been a movie. Make it a Netflix movie. Hey, you know what? This meeting could have been an email. This series could have been a movie.
Yeah.
Because they just spent so much time. And they wasted so much time that it was agonizing. It's like, come on, man.
Right.
So, but Mahershala Ali, as I sort of digressed.
I'm sorry. I did too.
No.
Yeah.
But his performance is fantastic. He's a perfectly just fantastic, like poised bad guy, and he knows he's a bad guy. And I just thought it was unfortunate what happened to the character. I don't want to spoil, even though it's terrible. But yeah, those would be my 3 for him. He's a commanding actor. Everything he's in, and again, he's one of those guys who's just like, he's in something else. Let's go see what this is, because he really does like hold his screen. In True Detective, which is another one of those shows, that would have been my like a 4th choice. Where again, that's such an intense.
That one
show.
cycles out seasons.
Yeah, it cycles out seasons different.
Yeah.
So he's great in that too.
Yeah.
And that's. But yeah, he's fantastic. He's so intense. He's fantastic. So those are my 3 Mahershala Ali. So funerals, huh? All right. Why don't you go?
Okay.
What's your favorite movie funeral?
I would say it might be my favorite because it's what starts it off. It precipitates the entire movie is the Big Chill.
Okay.
Where that's like the whole touchstone.
Personally, I think it's Kevin Costner's greatest role.
That's right. He's a good step.
He plays the dead guy that you don't see. Movie trivia for you.
That's right. His face gets cut from the scene, so we only see like whatever, hands and feet or whatever.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie.
I haven't seen that in a long time either. But I know that one time I guess you saw him clear and then stuck it, cut or whatever. But
really? All right.
Oh, that was my pick.
Yeah, no, that's your favorite.
That was my pick. I was like,
all right, cool. All right. Mine would be the funeral in Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Okay.
When
it's right in the title.
Yeah, exactly. And it is. It's interesting that you asked the question because I watched that movie recently, the last few weeks or so, and that funeral always it kills me. It kills me. Just when it kills me. I cry every time during that funeral because it is. It's we had a same-sex relationship, which this movie is what 1990.
It's been a while.
I'd
say close to 30 years.
Yeah, easily. And so you didn't see a lot of those types of relationships depicted, and if they were like satirized and way over
or
the
they're
top.
glossed over.
Yeah, but this was
no
just
attention.
they had such a fantastic relationship. It was so beautiful. It makes me cry every single time, and I'm a heartless bastard. So
I went serious with that question, and my answer also
Yeah.
was on the serious, was definitely on the serious side. But there is a great lighthearted one, I guess we could call it that one.
Yeah.
And
Old school.
poor Donnie's funeral
Oh,
and
yeah.
Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
At least their memorial service, whatever we want to call that one, when they scatter the ashes
each other.
all over
Yeah,
the dude's funeral.
That's a touching one. Yeah, that's a touching one. So blues funeral in old school is also quite a thing. So.
Oh, actually, when you think about the end of Wedding Crashers, where some have turned their game to to attending funerals now.
Yeah.
So that's the other little weird twist on that.
It's so funny. Anyway, yeah, that's great. So that's my favorite.
Very good.
Favorite movie funeral. So who are we doing next?
I have no idea.
Let's grab the bucket.
I'll put on my X-ray specs.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
Cool. All right.
Very good.
Hey, folks. Well, hey, thanks again
Did
for
you wanna look at it?
watching the. Yo, yeah,
I'll just
All
keep
right,
it to
that's
myself.
fine. That's cool. No, that's good.
I'm not telling you.
I'm
Okay,
sure I would have
keep
found
it.
out eventually. So,
I wouldn't have told you.
thanks for watching, folks, and thanks for listening to the podcast, and all that good stuff. So, we'll see you next time.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.